Okay, YouTubers, here's a skinny. I'm building this bike. It's a Limo stretch frame. It was a bicycle. I am building it into a Trike. As you can see, I've welded some Trike wheels on the back of it. I've installed a jack shaft that comes from my torque converter up to the jack shaft. It goes to the gear. I don't know if you can see it in there. It goes up to the gear. Oh, shit. Let's see. Okay. Right there, you can kind of see the jack shaft. Yeah, I custom built the exhaust. I took it for a test ride yesterday. I wasn't sure how the gears were going to work because I just kind of worked with what I had. So I went from a 35 chain that goes from a torque converter right here to a 41 chain that goes to my rear axle, which is right here. And so it threw the chain yesterday, but the problem was when I welded my mounts on, my motor mount on, it looked like when it was giving torque to the back pulley, it was the whole back of the motor was moving. So that's what caused it. You see the slack in the 35 chain right there? That's what caused it to skip the chains. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to take where the old gas tank mount was, right here, and I'm going to weld a bracket that goes up to the bar right there. And I'm going to do the same right here because it's the back of the motor that's moving. So I got the old gas tank mount, the front of the gas tank mount. I'm going to weld I'm going to make me a little bracket that goes from there to there. And that should stabilize the motor. I'm going to put two of them on there. Because all I had was a bicycle frame. I just welded a plate to it. And then I reinforced it with a little bar across the bottom, as you can see. So it wasn't enough. It's not enough because the frame is too hoopty for my fat ass to be on here. I'm 241 pounds. And so when that was trying to give that jack shaft the juice, you know, something's going to give. It's going to give wherever it can, and hopefully it gives with the tires to the road. But what it was giving was that 35 chain. First of all, was slipping because it was the torque converter was doing its job. It was torquing and it was moving the motor, and then it took advantage of the slack in the chain, because of the motor wasn't stable enough. So it twisted the motor just a little bit to be able to give it enough slack in the chain for it to slip on that 35 gear, because it's too small of a chain for the drive. I want to change that drive, but it's not feasible right now because I don't have the sprocket to do it. So I'm just going to redo those motor mounts and try to get myself another problem I did too, that you guys might want to keep this in mind when you do a jack shaft. Make sure you give yourself some type of adjustment. Okay, because I could have done that here, but I just welded the jack shaft brackets right to the frame. As you can see right here, I just welded it right to the frame, and I left myself no adjustment. And plus, and also the plate that I welded on the motor, I didn't leave no slots in there so I could move the motor forward or backward, and so forth and so on. Now on the back one, I had that in mind, and I knew that was going to be a problem, so I built this this tensioner that goes on top of the chain. When the chain's on there, you'll be able to see it. I'll give you an update. I'll make another video if this is helping anybody. I hope so. Also on this Predator motor, I got from Go Power Sports, I got the manifold that comes from. It works great. You can put these little motors. You can't give them too much fuel and air. I mean, they do love the fuel and air. So I put a little bit bigger of a carburetor on it. I don't know what it is. I forget. 20. You can run up to 26 millimeter, I think. That's off one of them little ATVs. I have no idea, but it has the same mount, so you can mount an actual Mikuni on there. You know, and it works really well. I like that. I do like the setup. I like the setup for the manifold. But in comparison to the stock carburetor that comes with it. You know, but you have to have the manifold so that it comes out far enough so you have room for the carburetor with the float bowl. That being said, okay, now on the tank, what I got here is it's just regular motorbike tank underneath, but I had this fiberglass shell that came off of a mini chopper, and I kind of adapted it to fit over top of it, and I made a little mold inside with spray insulation. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty good. And so I got the Springer I bought off of Amazon. Cost me 127 bucks, but I bought that for another bike, and that's kind of took all my. Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen any of my other videos, but I got this pusher that I built, and it's a pusher Trike. And I put a Honda 5-horse on it. Well, I kind of raped this thing to put this one together. I swore I wasn't going to do that, but I did. But yeah, so this is what I got going. That's my Frankenstein. I'm trying to make this one a little bit more custom, and trying to make it take my time with it a little bit more rather than just throwing something together. And so it's about, I guess it's about maybe 8 foot long. But I thought I had that Limo stretch frame, and I thought it'd make a perfect Trike. And it did. I mean, I like it. It just needs to be a little bit lower. It could sit a little bit lower on the ground. But I'll give you guys an updated video when I get this thing going and on the road and it's running right. And I intend to put some big fat back wheels on it, some smaller ones, which will give me lower gears also. And it will look a lot cleaner with some fat wheels on it. And then that'll be done. But as far as the torque converter goes, Go Power Sports, and compared to the centrifugal clutch, so far so good. I love it. It's the first time I used it yesterday. Also the jack shaft, Go Power Sports, and the intake. I don't work for Go Power Sports. I have no relations with them. I've just bought a few things from them, and I'm just passing it along that they're good people to deal with. I've gotten some really good products from them, and I have no complaints. Other than that, I just wanted you guys to see what I'm building over here. Just another one of my little projects. Again, this is Nick Built Baka Strong. Have a good day.